the corner of 25 West Main Street in downtown Vermilion. The Spot, Winnie Mays, is proud to support programming on Coyote News. The Spot, Winnie Mays, providing salon and spa services for men, women, and children.
Coming up on Coyote News, students make their voices heard in a packed listening session.
Plus, Yankton's hosting an international competition. Coyote News starts right now.
Live from the Al Newharth Media Center, this is Coyote News.
Good evening, I'm Sierra Prue.
And I'm Rachel Peckosh. We'll have those stories and more, but first. The Opportunity for All Working Group, organized by President Sheila Gestring, met yesterday to discuss the Future Opportunity Center initiative.
In August, the South Dakota Board of Regents introduced the Opportunity for All statement and plan of action for South Dakota's public universities. This includes the addition of an Opportunity Center that would be brought to campus. Students and faculty were invited to share their feedback to the working group, where many people expressed concerns for the existing Center for Diversity and Community, or CDC. Provost Kurt Hackemer and University General Counsel A.J. Franken answered questions and gave as much information they knew from the Board of Regents. Hackemer said there were many specific questions the group asked the board that they were not given specific answers on. Students shared emotional testimonies about their experience with the CDC.
The CDC was the only place for me freshman year.
Students and a lot of my friends, that's their only safe space. So how dare they and how dare you guys not represent us properly?
I was here when the center first got started, when my dad first got the job up here, and it just sucks to see where we are going. And I'm speaking.
As of now, the working group is reviewing student feedback before presenting the new information to the Board of Regents meeting next week. Reporting for Coyote News, I'm Marissa Bronkhorst.
The Board of Regents is meeting October 6th and 7th in Rapid City to discuss progress on the Opportunity for All goals. To hear more student comments from the USD event, check out this week's edition of the Vlant or go to Coyote News' YouTube channel.
On Monday, the top 7 candidates for Mr. and Miss Dakota were announced. The announcement was after the Yotes Got Talent show, which kicked off Dakota Days. The 7 final candidates for Mr. Dakota are AJ Plitza-White, Nick Hansen, Carter Larson, Riley Sullivan, Brady Samuelson, Blake Brown, and Ethan Young. The Miss Dakota finalists are Sophie Swanson, Callie Luke, Allie Giese, Claire Herbst, Katie Brust, Kiana Thielen, and Elsa Layton. Mr. and Miss Dakota will be crowned during halftime at the football game against Indiana State.
A local man was arrested Monday evening after fleeing across the USD campus. Vermilion Police Chief Matt Betson says 35-year-old Ryan Heck was seen entering a local home after lurking around a vehicle. Heck fled on foot across the campus when officers approached him. Betson says the man was intoxicated and eventually arrested. Student Devin Jacobs says Heck was looking in cars near his apartment complex, and when Jacobs saw the man open the passenger door to Jacobs' vehicle, he told Heck to leave the area. Heck was charged with failure to obey a police officer. The incident's currently under investigation.
USD carries on the traditions of Dakota Days Week, but most of last year's events were canceled because of the pandemic. And now, many current students are unfamiliar with some of the rituals. Coyote News' Cameron McIntyre explores USD's homecoming history.
The first ever Dakota Days event was held in 1914 after being suggested by Robert L. Slagle, then 9th president of the University of South Dakota. Slagle's goal was to encourage students to participate in a week of campus spirit and harmony he liked to call Dakota Days, and the festivities are still being held today over a century later.
I want to see something new. I'm guessing it's going to be very hectic. I don't know much about D-Days. I know it's a big thing, but I have no idea what is coming next, so I'm excited, but I have no idea.
Students can expect D-Days to offer a wide range of events every day of the week and are encouraged to participate. However, the fun doesn't end until Saturday when the Yotes face Indiana State.
I always go to the football game, the home football game, especially tailgating, because now I can get as drunk as I want because I'm of legal age.
A calendar for this week's events is located in the muck. For Coyote News, I'm Cameron McIntyre.
Thanks, Cameron. The USD Foundation website includes more details on the first Dakota Days.
Former USD President Jim Abbott will be the Grand Marshal for the 107th Dakota Days Parade this Saturday. Abbott headed USD from 1997 to 2018, making him the university's second longest serving president at 21 years. The now 73-year-old is recognized for transitioning the university into NCAA Division I athletics, growing USD endowment from $45 to $246 million, and even donating one of his kidneys to a former USD Chief Diversity Officer. This year's Dakota Days Parade theme is Carnival. The parade begins at 9 Saturday morning.
As we just heard, it's the 107th Dakota Days celebration. Many alumni have been attending D-Days for decades. Coyote News' Michael Stake is live in the muck with a longtime Yote fan. Michael?
Thanks, Sierra. I'm here with Susan Tuvey. Susan, what traditions have you found most memorable during D-Days?
Well, I think the parade has probably been the most memorable because it has been the one thing that has been throughout. We had it when I was in school, it still goes on. What has changed are the decorations. The floats used to be much more elaborate than they are now. So that part has changed. That and the other, of course, is the football game, which is really fun.
And how can students make their D-Days more memorable?
Stay sober. But more than that, just enjoy it with your friends. Take in as much as you can in the spirit, because it's a wonderful time. And with the alumni coming back, get to know some of the alumni. Hopefully they'll want to meet you, and it'll be fun. That'll be the memory that you'll have.
Thank you, Susan. Live in the muck for Coyote News, I'm Michael Stake.
Thanks, Michael. Still to come on Coyote News, a long-awaited grand opening. Stay with us.
The Media and Journalism Department has opened my eyes to a world of new careers and occupations that I never knew were possible.
I'm an M&J major because I wanted to be a part of something that is important, and whether we realize it or not, media and journalism is around us every single day.
The Media and Journalism Department has allowed me to gain pretty hands-on experience and jump right into student media activities.
Climbing's awesome because it's challenging, both mentally and physically.
You gotta love climbing because even when you're not climbing, you get a great view.
Climbing's great because I feel like Spider-Man.
Climbing is great, because even my nerd friends can do it.
Climbing's awesome because there's always someone who has your back.
Come to the rock wall and figure out why climbing's awesome for you.
This is Coyote News.
After a more than 2-year wait, the National Music Museum will once again be open to the public. Construction on a museum expansion began in March of 2019. Coyote News' Rachel Thompson attended the ribbon-cutting ceremony on Friday to find out what's inside the new addition.
The National Music Museum has renovated the old Carnegie Library, made a new concert hall, installed offices, and has one exhibit open to the public currently that displays a variety of guitars in an exhibit called The NMM Goes Electric. Scott Lawrence, chair of the Board of Trustees, goes further into what is to come for the National Music Museum.
Our new exhibitions are going to be interchanging. They're going to be more interactive, a lot of stories. We'll be moving instruments in, moving instruments out. The interesting thing is, there's over 15,000 instruments in this collection, and at any given time, we only have 5 to 7% of them out. That's all we have room for. So we want to do a lot of interchanging and keep fresh and new.
Sheila Gestring, president of the university, attended and spoke at the event about the National Music Museum being one of the top collections for rare musical instruments.
Collection that no one else in the world has. We have the Armani King cello, which is the only one of its kind in the world. We have guitars from Johnny Cash to Elvis Presley. So there's also a little something for everyone to see, depending on where your interest may be.
The museum is still installing exhibits, but is now open to the public. Reporting for Coyote News, I'm Rachel Thompson.
Plan to have special hours for specific exhibits. A concert series also is expected soon.
Last Thursday, students and faculty gathered to attend President Sheila Gestring's State of the University address. Gestring talked about some of the accomplishments USD and the students have achieved within the last year, highlighting Olympic silver medalist Chris Nielsen. Legacy awards were presented to faculty for numerous achievements. Gestring acknowledged the historical land USD calls home. During the State of the University, the president gave an update on enrollment. USD increased in the number of students but decreased in credit hours. President Gestring also announced an expansion to the Wellness Center, including 50-meter competition pool, 40-foot by 25-foot Wellness Center pool, hot tub, steam room, and more.
Governor Kristi Noem is facing scrutiny after a South Dakota agency moved to deny her daughter's application to become a certified real estate appraiser. Following the denial on July 27, 2020, Noem summoned the state employee who ran the agency, the woman's direct supervisor, the state labor secretary, and Noem's daughter to her office. Cassidy Peters, then 26, ultimately attained the certification in November 2020, 4 months after the meeting at her mother's office. A week after that, the labor secretary called the agency head, Sherry Bren, to demand her retirement. That's according to an age discrimination complaint Bren filed against the department. Bren, age 70, ultimately left her job this past March after the state paid her $200,000 to withdraw the complaint. Yankton's hosting the World Archery Championships this week. Coyote News' Marissa Brunkhorst gives an inside look at what goes into an international competition.
Yankton, South Dakota is home to the National Field Archery Headquarters and houses the largest archery center in the world. The town hosted the World Archery Championships this past week, where archers from around the world competed for gold, silver, and bronze medals. Previously, in 2018, the facility hosted the World Indoor Championships. Archers and fans gathered to watch the men's and women's compound finals. Archer Matthias Fullerton of Denmark finished just shy of bronze in a shootout against Estonian Robin Jatma. Mike Schlosser of the Netherlands took home silver, with Nico Wiener taking home gold for Austria. The wind was blowing up to 15 miles per hour, raising the stakes higher for archers in this competition.
The World Archery Competition here in Yankton, South Dakota is featuring a variety of presentations and events showing off South Dakota's culture.
Marketing and Communications Director for the association, Casey Haberman, told Coyote News about the inspiration for the event.
We created a festival surrounding the park.
10, 10, 10.
That's kind of for two purposes. One, to entertain the athletes and the folks that are here for the actual tournament, and provide a glimpse into the culture and history of our area and our region. But then also to create a festival that will bring the community down to the park so that they come and check out all the archery and everything down here.
The festival featured many food vendors and historical presentations, along with live music for visitors. The competition finished up this past Sunday. For Coyote News, I'm Marissa Brunkhorst.
Thanks, Marissa. This was the first time the competition was held in the United States in 52 years, when the Valley Forge Championships took place in 1969. The Archery World Cup is currently taking place in Yankton today and tomorrow. Earlier this month, the Wall Street Journal published an investigative report titled "Facebook Knows Instagram is Toxic." The report cites studies that indicate 32% of the teen girls say when they felt bad about their bodies, Instagram made them feel worse. The report shows how social media can impact teenagers' mental health. Professor Travis Loaf says Facebook plays a role in the issue.
If you talk to most younger people, they have a Facebook,
And I think it is more and more turning into like our driver's license for the internet. At a certain age, you get your Facebook, and that's kind of like your passport to the digital world.
Many social media experts worry about an increase in mental health issues in teens. There are counseling and other resources available at USD's Cook House for students dealing with mental health issues. The School of Health and Sciences building has been under construction since April. The faculty will be connected to the Lee Medical Building to increase collaboration and innovation among students, faculty, and staff. The school is set to have an oral health center, modern classrooms, health science labs, simulation centers, study spaces, and faculty offices. Many health science schools programs, including dental hygiene, nursing, public health, social work, and others, will be housed in the complex. The majority of these programs currently are in other campus locations, but will be moved to the new building when construction's complete. The School of Health Sciences building is scheduled to be done by the fall of next year.
The volleyball team is coming off of another big win in the Dakotas.
That's right, Rachel. We will have that story and more with Kyle and Sydney when we return.
This is Coyote News.
This is Coyote Sports. I'm Kyle Ireland.
And I'm Sydney Funderman. The Coyotes had some big wins over the weekend, and we have details.
The Coyote volleyball team hosted the North Dakota State Bison last night. Over 900 fans packed into the SCSC to see the Coyotes sweep the Bison with set scores of 25-20, 25-14, and 25-18. The Coyotes improved to 6-9 in regular season play and 2-0 in the Summit League. NDSU moves to 6-9 in their regular season and 0-3 in the Summit. Madison Juergens led the way with 33 assists. Elizabeth Junkie recorded 13 kills, pushing her past the 1,000 kill mark at USD. The team plays at Oral Roberts tomorrow. But they'll be back at home on October 9th when they take on the Western Illinois Leathernecks.
The USD cross-country team ran in the Roy Griak Invitational in Minneapolis on Friday. The men's team clocked in at 16th place. Murga Gameda was able to top all other Summit League runners in the event and set the fourth quickest time by a Coyote at the Les Bolstad Golf Course. The Summit League named Gameda as their runner of the week. Charlie Babcock was able to move up 42 spots down the stretch, finishing 73rd in his home state. The women's team ended the day in 14th with Ella Byers and Abrielle Jurley keeping together, finishing 1 second apart, placing 72nd and 73rd respectively. The cross-country team will compete in the Briarcliff Invitational in North Sioux City on Friday at 3 o'clock.
Summit League play has just kicked off for soccer and volleyball, but with the St. Thomas Tommies making the jump from D3 to the Summit, the landscape of the conference has changed. Coyote News' Philip Larson is live in the muck with details. Phil?
Thanks, Kyle. I'm here in the muck with USD Athletic Director David Herbster. David, thanks so much for being here.
No, thanks for having me.
So with St. Thomas entering the Summit League, how is USD Athletics affected by that?
Well, I think it really gives us, another member to the league, and it kind of brings out and rounds out the overall offering or sports membership to the league. And certainly, I would say in some cases solidifies some of the scheduling challenges that we've had in the past, but it also gets us up into the Twin Cities market, which is not only one that we recruit both from a general student body base, but also from an athletic standpoint that we recruit, and we have a great number of alumni in that area as well.
Mm-hmm. And what does it mean to not only be the first team in the conference to play St. Thomas in soccer this Friday, but also be able to play their volleyball team in the Pentagon next week?
You know, it's kind of nice to be the first, and to have them here on our campus, it will be kind of memorable as far as the Summit League history goes. But also at the same time, when we play them in the Pentagon, I think there in itself, one, it allows us to be able to bring our product, our volleyball team, to the Sioux Falls market, in which is it really is a strong youth volleyball market. So it also gives us an opportunity to showcase the University of South Dakota, and hopefully at a time where we can also hook them enough, right, to bring them back down to Vermillion to watch us down here. But overall, you know, when you have a new member, everything for them is going to be a first. But when you can be the first overall, that in itself is a milestone.
So, and before the St. Thomas Welcome Tour, there is D-Days. What are you most looking forward to this week?
Happy D-Days, right? Happy D-Days. You know, I think when it comes right down to it, you want a good game, right, overall, because I mean, at the end point, that's what I look for. I want to win, right? But you look for a good atmosphere, you look for good weather, you look for a good parade, you look for a good crowd. And I really do think you'll see a good crowd from alumni coming back. Students really do make the bulk of our crowd. I mean, the students bring the enthusiasm to games. And to have our students show up, I think, is always really important, not to the overall general crowd, but to the team itself. And it's interesting to me because you don't really realize how much the general crowd, all the other what you call the parents or the adults look for, but the students bring the overall energy and really do a great job of setting the tone for the environment inside the dome during the game.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much, David, for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Live in the muck for Coyote News, I'm Philip Larson.
Thanks, Phil.
The tennis team attended the Gophers Invitational this past weekend. In singles play, the Coyotes went 12-13 on the weekend, with Isha Varma sweeping the weekend. In doubles play, every pairing except one ended the weekend 2-3, but Habiba Ali and Yana Lazarevic were able to tally an extra win, ending the Invitational with 3 wins and 2 losses as a duo. The tennis team will be out of action until October 21st, where they'll head to Iowa City to partake in the ITA Regionals.
The Coyote football team's getting ready to play in the Dakota Days game Saturday, nearly 2 years after the last homecoming game. The Yotes are coming off a tough loss against Missouri State, putting them at 2-2 on the year and 0-1 in conference play. USD got on the board early with a Travis Tice 8-yard touchdown run, which was set up by a fumble recovery by Dalton Godfrey. Missouri State tied it up in the second, but the Coyotes answered back on the next play, once again for a 99-yard kickoff return by Wesley Eliador. Missouri State put up 17 points in the second half and handed the Yotes a 31-23 loss. USD will look to bounce back this Saturday against Indiana State, the same team they defeated in their last Dakota Days game back in 2019. For an in-depth perspective on this year's D-Days game, we went straight to the team.
We asked the football players what the game means to them.
Here's what they had to say.
I think it means a lot. It's a big game for the university. I mean, everyone comes out, you know, the stands are always packed, so I think it's just a big game. Pride of the university, get a win for the school.
Yeah, this D-Days is just another opportunity to win a football game and go out with my teammates, and I'm really excited. It's going to be my last one, so hoping the fans come out and support us, and it's always a good time.
To me, it's my last D-Days game, I would say. It's just like any other game day, but we know that the Dakota Dome is going to be packed, and we know that the fans is going to come and be real loud. So,
it means a lot. I mean, I've never experienced one because of COVID last year, but I know it's big on the rich tradition in South Dakota. It's special for our older guys because we want to go out, let them go out with a bang. It means a lot. I mean, we get to play in front of some great fans, get to play a great Indiana State football team, and we get full fans, so that'll be awesome to see.
D-Days is just an awesome opportunity for us to come home, play in front of our fans. You know, the town and the campus and the community is really excited for it.
It means everything. You know, it's another opportunity to go out there and win another football game. The fact that it's D-Days, you know, it's going to be a sweet environment in here. The dome's going to be rocking. When you hear that Coyote howl on third down, it's going to be lit.
That's all for your Coyote sports.
Coming up on Coyote News, students told us what D-Day's activity they're most excited for.
There is so much more to media and journalism than just those two words.
It's really shown me things that I never thought I was capable of doing, and I'm actually not too bad at it.
Even though you think you may want to do one thing, this major exposes you to everything.
The media and journalism department has helped me turn my dream into a reality by putting me in the position to succeed.
This is Coyote News.
Dakota Days activities have already begun, but there are many more events to come.
In this week's Out and About, we asked students what they're most looking forward to on D-Days.
Here's what they had to say.
I'm most looking forward to the atmosphere of D-Days just because everybody's yelling in the streets and they're all in a really good mood and it's a really fun time.
I'm super excited about the street dance. It's hosted at OLC on karaoke night, so it's sure to be a blast.
So the thing I'm looking most forward to about D-Days is going to be interacting with the students and just kind of seeing everybody have a good time. It's my first one working D-Days here on campus. I'm excited to see how it all goes. And then, of course, I'm a sucker for a good parade, too, so always got to look forward to that.
I'm most looking forward to the football game because I've heard that tickets are sold out, and I think it'll be really cool to have a full stadium.
I'm looking forward to the food at Tailgate. It's going to be the Big Orange food truck and also Jimmy John's sandwiches.
Just to kind of like meet people, get out. I haven't really gotten out much since I got here, and it's like supposed to be this huge celebration. I'm just really excited for it.
You get to drink a lot. Every time you get to drink. 21.
I'm looking forward to the football game, but I can't go because I'm working, so come to Pizza Ranch after the game for some food.
Last week, a bull that had been missing for 2 months was found. The bull, nicknamed Barney, escaped from a Long Island farm on July 20th. He was corralled by Skyland's Animal Sanctuary and Rescue. When the Animal Sanctuary located the bull, he was laying on a bed of hay inside a trailer. Suffolk County Police used drones and helicopters to help capture the bull.
Pick up this week's issue of the Volant with an inside look at Yote's Got Talent.
That's all for Coyote News. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.
Watch and listen for Coyote News daily updates throughout the week, now included in Spanish on our social media pages.
Thank you for joining us. Have a great D-Days.